Yes, we've Curtis Keene's brand new Stumpjumper. It's 650B wheel size. He's focused on 650B. It more suits his riding style. He also has a 2.9 Stumpjumper coming. For the EWS, it seems to be 650 is his bike of choice. Because the Stumpjumper is so new, all the bikes we have are some of the first off the production line. But this XL came down extremely tight for time, and it's literally pretty much the first off the production line. To have a carbon rear end on it, carbon chain stays and seat stays, just to test it out. The stock bike at the moment comes with aluminium. He's really liking the stiffness of the rear end, and so far so good. There's been no complaints, and the bike's tracking really well and keeping traction to keep that rear wheel on the ground when needed and stopping it bouncing. Part and parcel of the race team is trying to figure out where the bikes go from here and what can be improved. We have him bumped up a little bit to 160 in the fork and a 150 on the rear end, so he's not losing out on a whole lot between this and the 650B Enduro. Curtis always runs 3 volume spacers in the fork. It seems to work best. That saves him bottoming out. Curtis is pretty particular, like every rider, about his suspension setup and the way it is, so we're always playing around with pressures, and from race to race it just varies a hell of a lot. On the shock he has 150mm travel with a Debonair air can. It's a little bit different, as it's not the shock that comes with the bike. It's an add-on for Curtis. Obviously SRAM tinker with it a bit, so the RockShox guys, they reduce the air volume a little bit just so he's not bottoming out as easy, and that seems to be making a huge difference to the bike, and it's performing extremely well. With a race team, it's madness not to run 1x11. It's one less part in the bike, one less thing to go wrong, and the 1x system just performs so well. The day of a front derailleur should be gone, and that's for the consumers too. If these guys don't run out of gears, there's only so slow you can go up a hill without falling over. Curtis likes pushing a big chainring, so it's always pretty much 99% of the time he's a 36 chainring on there. And there's even talk about getting the 38 on there at times. Probably the greatest feature of this bike is just everything Specialized are trying to do is eliminate the backpack. So we have a chain tool in the headset for if things go wrong and you break a chain, it's there, it's on the bike, ready to go. Also have the trap door here that you just unclip it, open it up, and he normally brings a rain jacket in there, shoves a rain jacket up here, puts his tube, and also the multi-tool as well fits in on the frame here. And yeah, so it's kind of thing, it leaves it very versatile. And we also have the ability to fit something under the saddle. It's called the Bandit, to give more space for putting, if you want to go to the fars, putting your gels in there and all the different bits and pieces. So everything is stock geometry. It's essentially the first bike from Specialized has been designed from the ground up for 650B. And yeah, so they have everything. They've been testing it for so long that they have everything. Literally, it is dialed in perfect for the racer's needs. So on the wheels, he's riding our Traverse wheel set, Roval Traverse wheel set, and they're at 31 millimeters inside diameter, which gives that added tire volume, and we're 2.5 years now on them and we haven't broke a set. So I don't think there's any other race team can say that. Carbon, and they have no bead hook, which makes a huge difference to keep the strength there and keep the weight down. Tire-wise here, we have the full selection of tires, but we're going to go a Butcher Grid 2.3 and front and rear. So we're going to go the same tire, front and rear. It's kind of a very good all-round tire with plenty of traction, pretty fast rolling resistance, and the sidewall is very strong. So the Grid casing is just that heavier duty casing from an XC tire to add that little bit of security. So essentially it is the Enduro casing tire. Inside they have channels for the cable for the internal routing. So when you build the bike, you just push the cable in, pops straight out the far end. There's no fishing, no nothing. When you open the trap door here, there's nothing in your way. You have the full range of the tube, and just makes things very, very easy and convenient to work with.